Have you ever wondered, what more can you gain if you already have assumptions? How can you accept feedback if you already think you don't need it? And how can you learn something if you think you know it all? How can you fill your cup if you already feel it's full? These are just a few of many questions that the art of Zen practices. Zen is a form of meditation that emphasizes the art of letting go and being empty in the present moment. It means being ready to go with the flow of life, being willing to learn and accept the reality of the present moment, whatever it may be. Remember this: the more you know, the more you don't know. And the more you don't know, the more you actually know. You know? Well, in order to live a life of continuous learning, make sure to stick to the end of today's video to find out how to tap into your potential. Welcome to Untapping Your Potential, where we will share with you motivational stories that will keep you growing and inspire you to take action. There was once a well-known wise Zen master who lived deep in the hills of Japan. People would travel from all over the world to seek his assistance. In exchange, he would teach and lead them to enlightenment. A young, bright university professor was looking for more information about Zen. Now, he was no ordinary person. In fact, he was a very well-known and accomplished professor who had several philosophical studies and publications named after him. One day, the young professor decided to visit the famous Zen master. And when he met the Zen master face to face, he said, "Hello, master." "Hello, professor. I am pleased to see you here." They exchanged a bow and greeting. The master had a pleasant physical appearance and a lofty spirit. His face radiated as there was a lot of positive energy around him. And this put the professor at ease. "Please tell me, what brings you here?" as the master inquired about his purpose. "Oh, I've come to ask you if you can teach me more about the world of Zen." The old Zen master then invited the professor inside his chambers. In his chambers, the two sat down at a small table, and the master asked one of his disciples to prepare some tea. As they were waiting, "Oh, professor," the master started, "I read an article about your recent book. In fact, it's an Amazon top seller, I believe. Please, can you share with me some of your recent discoveries?" "Oh, yes, and he began telling the Zen master about his research in various fields one by one. After a while, he began to share what his knowledge of Zen is, the practices, disciplines, the teachers he met, and the meditation he's also done. It was clear that the professor was completely convinced by his own ideas and beliefs. It didn't take long for the master's disciple to return with 2 cups and some steaming tea. He placed the tea on a table between the master and the professor. But even then, the young professor kept yapping his mouth. The young man went on and on and on, not giving even a second for the Zen master to speak. "May I?" signaled the Zen master. The professor shook his head and continued. The master began to pour tea into a cup while smiling at the professor. He slowly poured the tea, slowly, very slowly, until the cup was completely filled. But this didn't stop the Zen master from pouring tea into the cup. The tea began to overflow on the table. And at first, the professor didn't notice because he was too busy telling his story. And it wasn't until he started smelling the overpowering scent of the tea that he realized what was going on. But he wasn't quite sure how to bring it up, as all he could do was watch the tea overflow. Soon, the tea began to pour on the professor's clothes. And it was only then that the professor could no longer contain himself, and he abruptly stood up from his seat and angrily yelled, "Stop! Master, stop! Can't you see the cup is already full? It's overflowing. No more tea will go in." But the Zen master didn't stop. And still, he kept pouring tea. The professor quickly got irritated and rushed towards the gates to leave. "Professor, please listen." But the professor didn't listen to him. The Zen master then signaled to his servants to close the chambers so that the professor could not leave. The Zen master walked slowly to the professor and shared with him a piece of advice. "Young man, you came here to ask me questions, didn't you?" The professor agreed with a nod. Then the master calmly suggested, "But you are just like the cup of tea. You are full of ideas. You have your own opinions and speculations. And although you came and asked me for knowledge, your cup is full. I cannot put anything inside a full cup. How can I teach you more unless you first empty your cup?" The professor recognized a wise lesson from the Zen master and asked for his forgiveness. They proceeded to have tea, and he emptied his cup. Empty your cup so that it may be filled. Become devoid to gain totality. Bruce Lee. Life is a journey of growth and discovery. The more willing you are to learn, the faster you will progress in life, and the better your journey will be as a result. By the time you reach adulthood, you become so full of information that you don't even notice it's there. You don't realize how much it shaped who you are in the present. As you get older, you fill up your cup with your past experiences and knowledge. And in reality, everything you learn is filtered through a number of assumptions, biases, before being classified to fit into the knowledge you already have. That's why it's important to stay humble. Be open to new ideas and be willing to change your perceptions. But unfortunately, it's only simple in theory but difficult to put into practice. Remember what Zig Ziglar once stated: "Humility will open more doors than arrogance ever will." Have you ever had someone try to change your mind about something? It's hard because you may already have basic assumptions and are not willing to change them, right? But even if you disagree, you must strive to understand why they are the way they are. Everyone is a teacher and a student at the same time. To empty your cup means not only to empty your mind, but to have the determination to keep taking action, to keep learning, changing, adapting. You're never too old to keep learning. It means taking the risk to learn more about your potential, as if you've never tried or failed in your life. Now, it's very easy for you to hold on to your assumptions, your habits, your ego, and to be like that professor receiving tea. However, be prepared to empty yourself. Be able to open your hand and let go of what is familiar, of what you believe you are, of what you believe you know. And when you do that, my friend, you will be on your way to enlightenment, to increasing in knowledge, increasing in power, and be able to share that with others. So the question is, how empty is your cup? As Mark Driscoll once said, everyone has something to teach you if you are humble enough to learn. Thanks for watching this video. How would you like to hear more motivational stories on a consistent basis? Do me a favor and support the channel by sharing, commenting below, and please make sure to like and hit that subscribe button to get the latest updates. Soon, you will be on your way to feeling inspired.